Day 2 of the 110th annual WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament continues. Earlier today, it was Reedsville and Southwestern winning Division 5 semifinals. They'll play for the Division 5 championship tomorrow. Our Division 2 semifinals, the first game, boy, the Slinger Owls turned it around. They won 83-56 over McFarland as Jack Conan had 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. And our next Division 2 semifinal, we'll have the number 2 seed West Salem Panthers against the number 3 seed Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes. More to come from the Kohl Center, but first a word from our local sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. The top seed Slinger Owls are into the Division II championship match, and who will join them? Let's find out as we get ready for West Salem and Whitefish Bay. Let's go to our announce team for this game, Scott Emmerich and Mike Hoosier.
Hey, thanks a lot, Jay. We're kind of fastening in our seatbelts here because we're expecting an up-tempo style of game here between West Salem and Whitefish Bay. West Salem coming in here for the 4th time in the last 5 years, led by first-year head coach Shane Schmaling. Let's talk about the Panthers first here as we talk about the points of the game, brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And West Salem has a trio of superstars led by Tyson LaBouse.
Yeah, and they know who they are. This is a tremendously gifted rebounding team. They are tenacious on the glass and led by those 3 guys right there that have gotten them back here to Madison.
Whitefish Bay, the Blue Dukes, down here for the 7th time in school history. First time, though, since 2011, led by head coach Ryan Feet. 4 players averaging in double figures. Their entire starting 5 can actually fill it up.
They can. Really good on offense. If they're allowed to be comfortable, they can overwhelm opponents with their ability to score the basketball. Both of these teams want to play at a great pace. Yeah, and I think this will be an incredibly entertaining basketball game here this afternoon, the second semifinal.
Colin Julian leading the Blue Dukes at 18 points and almost 5 rebounds a game. Just about set. We'll meet these 2 teams, introduce the starting lineups right after a word from our local stations. This is your WIAA network station. And we're just about set to the second Division II semifinal of the afternoon here at the Kohl Center. The West Salem Panthers out of the Cooley Conference taking on Whitefish Bay out of the North Shore. Let's meet these two teams and the starting lineups. Here's our PA announcer, Jim Strick.
Time to meet the teams for today's second Division II semifinal between the Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes and the West Salem Panthers. First, here are the Blue Dukes from Whitefish Bay. Number 11, David Sample. Number 12, Reed Muderlack. Number 20, Nico DeMarco. Number 21, Juan Molina. Number 23, Tom Erno. Number 24, George Frieder. Number 32, Max Nowak. Number 33, Jack Lodel. And number 34, Will Wagner. Now let's meet the Panthers from West Salem. Number 3, Bennett Reber. Number 4, Aaron Grass. Number 5, McKeebo Anderson. Number 10, Nate Stefferud. Number 11, Elliot Corcoran. Number 12, Jackson Quackenbush. Number 13, Tavarius Henderson. Number 14, Owen Hatz. Number 15, Isaac Dumars. Number 22, Vincent Coppernall. And number 23, Carter Alexander. And now here are today's starting lineups. First for Whitefish Bay. At guard, a 5'11 sophomore, number 2, Mace Miskell. At guard, a 6'1 senior, number 3, Marcus Webb. At guard, a 6'2 junior, number 4, Jack Broderson. At forward, a 6'3 senior, number 5, Matthew Shainfeld. And at forward, a 6'3 junior, number 13, Colin Julian. Whitefish Bay is coached by Ryan Feet. And now today's starting lineup for the West Salem Panthers. At forward, a 6'6 senior, number 0, Tyson Labuse. At forward, a 6'3 senior, number 1, Spencer Kamal. At a guard, a 6'1 senior, number 2, Will Schmidt. At guard, a 6' senior, number 21, Nathan Delaber. And at forward, a 6'3 junior, number 24, Drew McConkey. West Salem is coached by Shane Schmeling. Today's officials are Andy Gallion from Wauwatosa, Mark Sorensen from Heartland, and Curtis Calden from McFarland.
Well, Mike, judging from the pregame rituals, high fives, and handshakes, I think both these teams are kind of loose.
They're on their A game today, no question. And again, another team, Scott, we've seen it throughout the tournament. It's not about pace and tempo. It's about the dyeing of the hair. A lot of blonde hair today, and including the coaching staff. I think this is going to be a fast-paced, up-tempo game, and we'll see which team can settle in first.
Opening possession goes to Whitefish Bay. On the attack. They're swinging around. Marcus Webb. Here's Colin Julian. Spencer Kamal on him. Go figure, we talked about pace in this opening possession already over 30 seconds in.
Yeah, right. There's Whitefish Bay's guy. Julian is a playmaker, creator. They've got, like you said, Scott, a variety of guys that can score the basketball, but one of the more undervalued parts of both of these teams is they're pretty good defensively.
Opening possession for West Salem. Both these teams average over 70 points a game. Tyson Labuse gets the Panthers off to the big start.
The big man being able to step out, stretch the defense, and gets the Panthers off to a great start.
They're still in the drive, looking for Julian inside. Somehow got it off the loose ball, but cleared out of there by Dillabert. Panthers on the run. Kamal and Schmidt hand off to each other. Schmidt has it.
West Salem on offense, they're a volume team, but their game really begins once it goes up on the rim. As we mentioned, the pregame, Scott, a high-level rebounding, especially offensive rebounding team.
McConkey and a foul.
familiar name in West Salem basketball and athletics in general, but the McConkey name, and here you're going to see with the finish, Drew McConkey. He's played really well in the tournament, and they're going to need him to be good today, as you said, Scott, against a very good Whitefish Bay team that can score 70+ on average each night.
Well, the Cooley Conference Player of the Year couldn't quite finish the three-point play, but an optimal start nonetheless for West Salem. The number 2 seed in this Division II bracket. Open three from Mace Miskell. Saw Sister Sage do that last week at the girls tournament.
And Mace shoots at about 22% from the three-point line. To see that go through for him has got to give him a jolt of confidence from beyond the arc.
That ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with West Salem.
Miskell's a young man known for his, to speak of the...
There's Sage.
There she is right there.
Caught her off guard. Unlike last week when she was one of the centers of attention for the state champion Whitefish Bay Blue Duke girls. Dillibert for three. He's a volume three-point shooter. That one off the mark. Blue Duke's on the run, just like we thought. That ball went to the basket. Partially blocked by McConkey. And back the other way we go.
We see Drew McConkey's athleticism on display. Chase down Webb from behind to pin that off the glass.
Schmidt on the drive. Trying to find some room. Knocked out of bounds. It'll go over to Whitefish Bay. On the defensive end, Drew McConkey.
Yeah, and Webb is as quick as they come in the open floor, but McConkey able to time that just perfect.
That was up around the square.
Yeah, it's kind of how, again, our stats guy Fred Hillman used to play at that above the rim type stuff.
Another drive. That one's going to be a goaltend.
I think that one hit the glass before he got there. Scott, you and I could not play that high, could we?
I could graze the bottom of the net today.
Okay, all right.
If they lowered the hoop to maybe 7 feet.
Now that's a little more what Miskell has been known to do right there. Penetrate, create, finish at the rim. That time the timing on the block just a shade off, and that's why the goaltender was called.
LeBouse hit the earlier three, now on the drive.
See Whitefish Bay really pressure up, trying to get the guys from West Salem to get off their spot, extend them out into non-scoring areas.
Stolen away. Julian may have deflected that pass. Here comes Shanefeldt. On the drive, Miskell. Oh, what a start for Mace Miskell.
Yeah, really good change of pace with the dribble. And able to finish at the rim.
Here's Schmidt. Gets to the free throw line. Kick it in the corner. Dillibert fading away for three.
High degree of difficulty, three-point attempt from the corner with a good closeout. He made that look easy.
Yeah, the team's top three-point shooter. He'll throw him up over 200 three-point attempts this season. That shot off the mark. Here come the Blue Duke. Here come the Panthers. McConkey. LeBouse getting a pick from Pommel. Now back to Dillibert, coming around the screen. Back out LeBouse. Stolen away. Miskell with the speed. McConkey getting back. Knocked free out of bounds. It'll go over to West Salem. That's the second time we've seen Drew McConkey get back on the speedy Miskell. We're going to take a timeout with the Panthers up by 1. Here's a message now from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Panthers leading this one, 8-7. Played about 4 minutes of our second Division II semifinal of the afternoon. The winner here plays Slinger in the D2 title game coming up Saturday night.
Yeah, and what a show put on by Jack Conan in the semifinal game. Whitefish Bay, of course, same conference, played them close both times. One of these two is going to get an opportunity to take on the Owls, like you said, Scott, Saturday night.
Elliot Corcoran into the game now for West Salem. He's in the lineup now. Takes it to the basket, lays it in. He's been sensational in the playoffs.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Scott, that and he's going to have to be good today, and he's off to a great start on his first touch of the game.
Still kicking it back out to Shanefeldt. LeBouse on him.
Shanefeldt had a big sectional final game against Waterford. Very capable of a big scoring day.
Webb misses on that long three-point attempt. Back come the Panthers. The big guy, LeBouse at 6'6", bringing it down the floor. Conti getting into the lane. And now Corcoran. Back out McConkey, thinking about a three. That pokes it free. Still loose. Blue Dukes have it. Here comes Shanefeldt. In the corner, Julian. Took a little stutter step before he made his drive. It's a turnover.
Just a little bit quick with the feet. I think you see both teams off to nice starts. Good starts. This is how they play. Right now, West Salem's been just a little bit cleaner on one end of the floor. But both teams have the capability of being disruptive with their length on defense. So, yeah, as we said, both teams average 70-plus points. Today it might be a little bit harder to get some of the looks they might get traditionally in a regular season contest.
Here's McConkey. A three. Way off the mark. Rebound comes off the Webb. Up ahead. Webb tracks it down. Rebound actually came off to Miskell.
And we talked about West Salem. They're a volume three-point shooting team, Scott. The most attempts in the Division II field. The only one to take over 700 attempts on the season. There you see Coach Schmeling. Nice hit. Good look going on.
It's definitely state tournament here.
Yeah.
Julian, he's missed his first three shots. Now trying to get loose here offensively. Miskell on the drive, fading away from 16 and draws the foul.
Miskell's been really aggressive early in this game, hunting his shot attempts. And again, until Julian and Roderson and Webb can kind of settle in, Shanefeldt, you know, the sophomore, really taking it upon himself to kind of keep the offense and the pace of their offense moving in the right direction to where they would like.
Miskell has scored all 8 of Whitefish Bay's points.
Yeah, I would say that quantifies as good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Brings Whitefish Bay within 1. A little token pressure from the Blue Dukes as Tomo brings it across. Back out to Corcoran with Julian on him. Tomo along the baseline.
Right, a little bit different look. Two traditional post players trying to get some high-low action.
Here's LeBouse, free ball. Long rebound, battled for. Who's got it? Whitefish Bay has it. It's Broderson. Broderson up ahead. Miskell. Got it to go. What a start for Mace Miskell.
Give him 10. See Whitefish Bay now, they'll extend their pressures on Makes, and it's not necessarily going to be a run and jump. It's more to bother the ball handler, not allow them to be comfortable.
West Salem over 2 minutes without a point now. Miskell comes up with a steal. Super quick. Beats Julian, who slams it home.
Well, if the scorer is going to have their first basket go through on a dunk, that's one way to get yourself into some rhythm on offense, and it's exactly what happened for Julian on that play.
The boost down on the baseline, kicks it back out. Dillibert 3, rattles out. Julian comes out of the rebound. Corcoran steals it away, goes up for it, and he'll go to the free throw line.
And that is West Salem right there in a nutshell. That's who they are every night, just battling on the offensive glass, giving themselves second and third opportunities. And in this case, it's Corcoran who's going to get the subsequent foul shot.
That was the one big concern for Whitefish Bay head coach Ryan Feet, was offensive rebounding, the offensive rebounding of West Salem.
And that really started with Coach Wagner, Mark Wagner, when he was there. You saw that with their teams, and it's just continued through. It's a mindset that they have, that when that shot goes up, that's really when the next sequence of events starts to happen, and all 3-4 guys will really attack that glass.
Corcoran pulls West Salem to within one. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Scott Emmerich and Mike Hoosier back at the Kohl Center. Everything we've expected so far between these two.
I think both coaches have to be ecstatic with the way their teams started. And there will be subtle adjustments, but this is how both teams play. And there you see Whitefish Bay with their disruption on defense. Already 4 steals. They average 8 per game. And they do a great job moving their feet, and they're incredibly active with their hands.
Panthers looking to take the lead now. They led early before Whitefish Bay went on a little 6-0 run. Corcoran open for 3. Hard off the rim, and Julian clears the rebound.
I think Coach Feet's got to be happy right now. They're at least getting a stalemate, if not winning the rebound game. And that's going to have to continue because, again, as we mentioned, something West Salem is very, very good at, a strength of theirs.
Broderson with the left hand. Rebound comes off. Will Schmidt has it. Yeah, they've only allowed 1 offensive rebound so far. LeBooth, he took a little stutter step along the sideline. Back over to Whitefish Bay. Look at the mascot here, the Blue Dukes. I never knew what a Blue Duke looked like, but
I didn't either. Now I know. It's one of the exciting things with the state tournament. You get to learn a lot about these schools, and every day for us, Scott, is an education. Right?
That's right.
Never stop learning.
I didn't know that Blue Duke looked like that. Corcoran short on the 3-point attempt. Now Broderson the other way. No field goals in 4.5 minutes for West Salem. On the drive, it's Reed Nuderlock. Can't connect, just checking in. Now Corcoran. Corcoran tries the baseline, cut off by Broderson. McConkey tried to sneak through, stolen away. It's Webb, and a foul. That'll send Marcus Webb to the free throw line.
I know a lot of these young men are probably not 18, 19 or grown men yet, but this is a grown man's game. And a hard foul. smart play, did not let Webb get the ball up to the rim for an and one opportunity, make him earn it the hard way.
Well, the 2026 WIAA State Basketball Championships are brought to you in part by the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity. Marcus Webb, a 1,000-point career scorer for Whitefish Bay. The senior closing out his career in style, but he misses both free throws on that attempt. So another chance for West Salem to take the lead.
Trip. Whitefish Bay's done a nice job not allowing West Salem to get the ball into the painted area of the floor and settle for those shots. Now I say settle, they're very capable of making them, and there you saw LaBousse knock down the mid-range jump shot.
West Salem back in front. Coming up on the 8-minute mark here in the first half. Webb tries to slice through a couple of defenders and draws the foul.
Yeah, the help defense, it looked like it was there in the gap, but Webb being so shifty and quick was able to squeeze through, and as you mentioned, Scott, draw the foul.
Julian in to replace Webb now for the Blue Dukes.
See if Julian's, I don't want to say he wasn't aggressive in his first run, but if he comes back in, see if he really looks to hunt shots and come off like right there. Really good closeout though by the West Salem defenders.
Amo defending Julian that time. Jack Lodel is checked in the lineup for Whitefish Bay. He has the ball right now. Broderson getting to the paint. Now Miskell fading away. Strong on that one. Corcoran clears the rebound. McConkey with Broderson on him. Corcoran in the corner. LaBousse for three. Got it. What a start for Tyson LaBousse.
He's got nice touch from the perimeter. Can step out and play both inside and outside.
LaBousse with 8 points.
Through.
Julian in the paint.
Did a really nice job keeping his pivot foot, stepping through the defender, and then the soft touch to get the shooters rolling.
LaBousse on the drive. Corcoran tracks down the loose ball. I've seen a few players slip on both ends here.
Yeah,
the floor is a little bit slick.
It may be. It's not something that continues.
Miskell all the way to the basket. Short-armed it. Julian and a foul.
A great hustle by Julian to track down the offensive rebound. Miskell went up a little bit awkward. Hope everything's all right. Looks to be.
Watch this race to the basket. Oh yeah, he had his feet taken out from under him. No wonder Miskell is coming up saying, hey, there was a foul there.
Now Julian's going, no, you didn't get fouled. I knew I had that rebound all the way.
Don't worry, partner, I got you. That's why we're teammates.
Yeah, sorry, man, I don't think so.
He completes the three-point play, and the Blue Dukes take the lead. Here's a word now from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Be sure to download the WIAA Sports Live app to your television or mobile device. The app is free and delivers the WIAA championships for 10 sports throughout the school year. It is free to download and watch the games. The WIAA Sports Live app is sponsored by the Universities of Wisconsin. 6:32 to go, first half.
Seeing one thing right now, it's got a trend early. Whitefish Bay is really pressuring passing lanes. They've had a lot of steals, as we've mentioned before. We'll see if one of the adjustments now that West Salem makes, will they back cut a little bit more? Will they free up spacing for some of their guys on the perimeter to negate that pressure defense that Whitefish Bay? And here you see a little run and jump in the backcourt.
West Salem gets it across. It's McConkey to the basket. Couldn't get it to go, but he'll get a couple of free throws. It looked perilous for a moment there, but the Panthers able to break it.
Yeah, they had him on the retreat, and then to West Salem's credit, they looked up the floor, and then McConkey was able to attack the basket.
You were talking about Drew's family legacy a moment ago. His brothers CJ and Brett, along with sister Anna, all played at the state tournament. So you imagine the pressure for Drew to make it to state. Did you want to be that one sibling 20 years from now at the family picnic not to make it to state?
Well, first off, you probably wouldn't be invited.
Yep.
If you didn't make it. So thank God they did it for his sake.
For Drew, yeah.
But we mentioned it. You can't really mention West Salem basketball in this era without saying the McConkey name. And they've all played integral roles in their teams getting this point. Out of the timeout now, West Salem goes to a 1-3-1 zone. Just a change up.
Backdoor cut rejected by Dillibert. Now Dillibert. Not afraid to shoot three.
He wanted to load that up and get it off.
Oh, he had it loaded.
He did. There's the back cut we talked about.
Corcoran and a foul. He'll get a free throw chaser.
Yeah, got the overplay in the passing lane. Good adjustment. And this is the nonverbal communication. Like, you can't say I'm back cutting and let the defense know it. In this case, a little bit of eye contact. Corcoran able to make the back cut and get the and one.
Free throw's an early issue, though, for West Salem. They do lead by one. They're just 2 of 6 from the free throw line in the early going.
Yeah, something they'll want to definitely clean up as this game progresses. Again, West Salem stays in the 1-3-1.
What do you think they're trying to accomplish?
Yeah,
just to change it up?
Disrupt timing and pace, create indecision. Also keeps the ball out of the painted areas as Whitefish Bay's been able to get there before the timeout, and it's accomplished just that.
The boost on the dribble drive. Dillibert fading into the bench of Whitefish Bay, and he hits it.
And that's his natural shot. He's got a little lean where he falls back, so even though it looks maybe not textbook, really effective. And that one he got to go down.
His second made three-pointer of the game. Julian kicks it out. Webb turns down a three. Julian will fire up another three. Rebound, Broderson up and in.
That's the one area, the 1-3-1 that can be exploited is the backside, and Broderson was able to find an open area and get the putback.
The boost to the basket, blocked by Shanefield out of bounds. It'll stay with West Salem.
Shanefeld's a glue guy. Does a lot of things really well for the Blue Dukes, and there you see him on defense.
Senior wearing number 5. McConkey in a bit of trouble, finds Hummel. Hummel on the drive, splits a couple of defenders, out of bounds. It'll stay with West Salem. Shane Schmeling holding up 2 fingers on the West Salem bench. He calls for that inbound play. I'm sure you'll recognize this one. It appeared to be just throw it into somebody else.
Throw it in and set a high ball screen. Simplicity at its best. And it was effective, right? LaBouse is off to a really good start, by the way.
11 points, 4 of 5 from the field, and 3 3-pointers for LaBouse.
This possession now, West Salem matches up. And again, West Salem, a volume shooting three-point team, 5 of 11, off to a good start.
Julian, short on the 3. Scooped out of there by Diliber, up ahead to McConkey. Numbers if West Salem wants it. LaBouse had to track down a high pass. Diliber fading away from the corner. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Otherwise, that was another nice-looking 3.
Yeah, West Salem does a nice job of spacing in transition, filling corners. That time, spaced a little bit too much as he got to the... Yeah,
oh, yeah,
out of bounds. Good call by the official right on top of that.
Had the heel over, and then just for a split second, it hit the white mark. Misko, a 3. Rebound comes off to Corcoran.
You know, West Salem's mixing up their defenses. Oh.
Diliber, that one long. Broderson comes out of the whip. That was from the
A
logo.
little heat check. They'll go 1-3-1. It looks like on makes and misses, they're going to vary up their defenses, and it's done a good job of creating indecision with Whitefish Bay. We've seen their last couple of attempts come up just short, and it's also created a couple turnovers.
Tomo for 3. Excuse me, that was Corcoran. West Salem has cooled off a little bit last couple drives. Not this guy. Knocked out of bounds, so it stays with Whitefish Bay. Timeout on the floor with West Salem leading this one by 5. Here's a word from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. West Salem able to build a 5-point lead here with 2:36 to go until halftime. Give you an idea of shooting so far in this one. West Salem 5 of 11 from beyond the arc. Whitefish Bay just 1 of 7. And actually West Salem shooting better on both 2s and 3s.
Yeah, West Salem's been more efficient. Whitefish Bay the last few possessions seems like they've maybe settled against that zone, not really trying to probe or attack it. Now, one guy that has attacked today for Whitefish Bay is Nate Misko.
He had 11 early points, but hasn't scored in a few minutes. There's a nice move by Webb.
And that time he attacked, got to the rim and finished. They would expect the Whitefish Bay to try to get 2 feet in the paint on a more regular basis, which creates more opportunities both on the interior and from the perimeter.
Tomo, backdoor cut, LaBouse got his defender up in the air, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Early on, West Salem had the turnovers and the live ball turnovers that Whitefish Bay was getting. Now they've really negated that with a lot of back cutting and just better spacing on the floor, and it's really opened up some of these opportunities for LaBouse and McConkey and Diliber.
There's a lot of newer faces in this year's squad that's made it to state compared to the previous 3. Tyson LaBouse is one of those guys, and Coach Schmalian pointed out that he's one of those guys who's really taken a big step this year. Last year, he averaged about 5 points and 4 rebounds a game as sort of a role player. This year, he's the team's leading scorer, averaging almost 16 points a game in 8 quarters.
Well, and right now, he probably plays a little more interior, but I think at the next level, he probably plays to like a 3-spot a wing, and that's been on display today. he's got a variety of ways that he can get to that scoring average, as you mentioned, Scott.
Julian on the drive. McConkey will get called for the foul to send Colin Julian to the free throw line. That's 2 now on Drew McConkey with 1:52 to go. So let's see what Shane Schmeling has in store. Does he pull him out, sit him out the rest of the half, or trust him?
Well, conventional wisdom in the coaching world would say he probably needs to come out. Now, the new method, the new thought process is you're going to let him play. They're going to have an offensive possession here. We'll see if there's another stoppage if he gets him out. But it looks like right now he trusts Drew to make the right decisions on defense and not put himself in a precarious spot to get the third.
Corcoran slicing through defenders, floats it up, and a foul. That's going to be on Broderson, and that'll send Elliot Corcoran back to the free throw line.
Scott, you said Corcoran had been sensational in the playoffs, and right now what you're seeing with him is a really confident basketball player. On that catch, he went right into attack mode, right to the rim, and
well, he has 6 points so far in this one. I mentioned coming up big down the stretch. He'd averaged about 10 points a game during the regular season, but has averaged 15 points a game over the last 7.
And if you're going to get to Madison, and to have the road they had to get through to beat Onalaska, Lacrosse Central, Menominee, they were going to need somebody to really provide more scoring, and he's been that guy here in the tournament run. Now, let's throw him back in the one run. Now they'll trap out of it. You got variations. That defense gives you some flexibility on how you want to dictate how the offense will play.
Webb and Misko playing catch out high. Misko lost the handles. He tried to pass over the zone, and now here's LeBouf. Gets a pick, double team. LeBouf open for a moment. Now on the drive, kick in the corner.
Pass.
Schmidt driving the lane.
Yes.
To LeBouf
Nice.
inside.
Ooh.
Couldn't get the reload.
Really good ball movement. They didn't get the result they wanted, but that ball was moving and popping. And
Long rebound comes off to LeBouf. And now it's McConkey off the miss from Marcus Webb. Door cut. Corcoran with the lay-in, and a beautiful dish from Schmidt.
really effective use of the bounce pass by Schmidt. Another back cut basket by the Panthers.
Webb at corner three. Long rebound comes off to Schmidt with 23 seconds to go, and Shane Schmeling says hold up for one. By the way, coming up at the end of the half, we'll have the halftime report brought to you by Jones Dairy Farm in about 12 seconds. Schmidt with Misko on him, down to 5. LeBouf, McConkey fires up a three. And that'll do it. Well, an impressive first half of action for West Salem, the number 2 seed, leading Whitefish Bay 30-24 as we head into the halftime locker room.
Scott, watching this play out, the 1-3, here's a really good back cut by Corcoran, who's been really had a good first half. The defensive adjustments and changes by West Salem have been really impressive with that 1-3-1 zone, just disrupting Whitefish Bay enough to really make them a little bit hesitant and keep them off balance.
Bob Brainerd standing by with West Salem head coach Shane Schmeling.
Shane, a lot that you can like in that first half from your group. Their length has been bothering the Whitefish Bay guys. You got to keep that up in the paint.
Yeah, you know, when we've got the right guys on the floor, we can get kind of long out there and bother their smaller guards on some perimeter shots. So that was kind of the game plan coming in. Hopefully they keep missing shots.
You've been bothering Whitefish Bay with that length. What will bother you, though, to try to clean things up with your guys in the second half?
We got to get our offense started a little deeper. Their pressure's bothered us a little bit, and we're getting our offense started a little too high, so we got to get it down in where we can make some plays a little easier, a little pick and pop action, but we're fine. We're really happy with where we're at. Confident in my kids.
Shane, thanks.
Thank you.
Scott, back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. Now a word from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA Network station. Welcome to the halftime report, brought to you by Jones Dairy Farm. Mike, a strong push there by West Salem at the end of the half has allowed them to take a 6-point lead into the locker room.
Yeah, and it's the back cutting, the ability to share the ball, really efficient on offense. And we talked about offensive rebounding. There hasn't been a lot of offensive rebounds for West Salem because they've been able to score at the rim. And Whitefish Bay is going to have to figure out how to kind of counter that on defense a little bit.
All right, we'll talk more about the first half and look ahead to the second, but right now we'll send it upstairs to Jay Wilson.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. We're pleased to be joined by a very familiar face to a lot of high school basketball fans around the state of Wisconsin, Randy Storley, the longtime head coach at Blair Taylor High School and the president of the Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association. First of all, happy birthday.
Well, thank you. I don't feel any older, but I'm sure I look older.
Oh, you look fantastic.
Okay, all right, thanks, Jay.
The WBCA isn't just about governing high school basketball. There's so many ways the organization can recognize the great accomplishments of coaches and student athletes.
Yeah, and that's our main purpose, not only to make basketball the best it can in the state of Wisconsin, but to recognize the accomplishments of our coaches and our players. We have an all-academic, all-state banquet coming up in a couple weeks. And then after that, we have our all-star week that we have in Wisconsin Dells, which is probably the greatest all-star game in the nation, if we've been told that at least. And we have all those athletes come in there for a week and have a great time. And then, of course, our Hall of Fame banquet that we have, which we induct people into the WBCA Hall of Fame in late September, which is a wonderful thing for the coaches and players to get into the Hall of Fame.
Last summer, we lost the legendary head coach, Jerry Pettigrew, and he did so much for high school basketball. How would you summarize what Jerry Pettigrew meant to Wisconsin high school basketball?
I think he promoted high school basketball better than anybody else could have possibly, and maybe in the future as well. Jerry was a legendary coach, a legendary person, and I think anybody who met him understood how much he meant to the game of basketball in Wisconsin. We really miss him in the association as our executive director, but I got to tell you, we've got a lot of great people in the executive director's line here and helping out, getting things done. And of course, his wife, Joan Pettigrew, is a wonderful lady, and she really helps us out a lot as well.
Yeah, 1,027 wins for Jerry Pettigrew. Guess who's number 2 on the wins list?
Well, he's sitting right next to you,
Look
Jay.
at that.
So.
Yeah, between us, we have, what, how many?
I've got more, just about 700.
Yeah,
so.
I got none.
But I'm way behind Jerry, so I'm not going to catch him. But
okay, quickly, I don't want to start controversy, but where do things stand on the shot clock?
Well, right now the shot clock is, we're hoping will go to the board of directors of the WIAA, and they will vote on it, and we're hoping to get that in 2 years. If it does come in, I think it will really help the game of basketball. The other thing that we're really pushing for right now is the expansion of the state tournament. And I think that'll go to the Board of Control as well for the WIAA. And if we can get that in, it will be double the state tournament, but it only adds one more day. And there's so many schools and coaches and players that would die to come down and play in something like this. We're hoping that can get passed through. We've got overwhelming data that says that coaches, administrators, and everybody wants to have that. So we're hoping the Board of Control will listen and really make a benefit right there. And of course, legendary coach Jerry Pettigrew would be smiling if that gets go through.
Yeah, well, you got a lot on your plate, so it will be interesting to see how it develops.
Yeah, it will. It's going to be exciting times, and we're hoping that it comes out for the best.
All right, Randy Storley, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks, Jay. We really appreciate you having us on.
Good talking to you. All right. Back to our Division II semifinal. It's West Salem leading Whitefish Bay 30-24. Let's look back at the first half with Scott Emmerich and Mike Hoosier.
All right, thanks a lot, Jay. Let's take a look back at those first half highlights, Mike. And for Whitefish Bay, it was Mace Miskell getting off to a sensational start.
He did. He knocked down a 3 to open the scoring for the Blue Dukes, but he was able to get to the paint and the rim early in the game and finish.
He scored Whitefish Bay's first 7 points and got them going after a somewhat sluggish start. On the other side, it's been Tyson the Boost. He's been sensational as well, both outside and inside.
Yeah, 3-level score, and here you see him knock down a mid-range jump shot. He's hit a couple threes, gotten to the basket, and he's been a problem for the Blue Dukes in the first half.
The Boost 3 of 4 from three-point range, 13 points to lead all scorers as we take a look at those first half stats. And obviously West Salem shooting the ball better, but Whitefish Bay able to hang around too.
Yeah, they have. I think, again, the change in defense that West Salem had in the first half has cooled off a little bit Whitefish Bay. Rebounding, I think Whitefish Bay is probably right where they think they should be, but the bench points have been big, and that is because of Corcoran for West Salem. He's had a big first half.
2 points of emphasis for Ryan Feet and Whitefish Bay, holding West Salem off the offensive glass. They only have 2 so far, and steals. Whitefish Bay with 6 steals so far. As we looked at leading scorers in this one, Misko leading the way for Whitefish Bay with 11. Colin Julian got hot second half of the first half there. He has 9. Labouse and Corcoran off the bench with 9. All right, that was the Jones Dairy Farm halftime report. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Moments away from the start of the second half with West Salem leading this one by 6. Bob Raynard had a chance to catch up with Whitefish Bay head coach Ryan Feet.
Ryan, first half, their length bothered you in the paint, but will you guys still keep attacking?
Yeah, that's us. We're gonna embrace the contact and try to go around in the second half. We expect to get to the line. We're gonna continue to attack off of 2 feet. We're gonna embrace the contact instead of trying to go around it and get ourselves to the free throw line.
Number 2 is a special player for you. You know that everybody feeds off his energy, but how can you get others involved offensively?
Well, you know, we've had guys hit shots all year, and we need someone to break that. I mean, they're not going to come out and guard us unless we start knocking down some shots. 1 of 9 in the first half isn't us, and we're expect to knock down shots in the second half.
Ryan, have a great second half.
Thank you.
Scott, back to you guys at the table.
Thanks, Bob. Ryan Feet, a Wauwatosa West graduate, and I'm never going to take away an opportunity to promote my alma mater.
Nor should you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last year they were here in the tournament, is that correct?
Division II state champs.
There you go.
That's right. Ryan Feet, he was an assistant coach at Divine Savior Holy Angels when they won the 2015 state title with Enrique Ogunbowale.
Yes, who had that record-setting performance.
Over 50 points, WNBA star.
And Coach Feet has done a really nice job at Whitefish Bay, not just this year, but to really build it and get it to this point where they're on display this afternoon. And of course, West Salem has made appearances in both Division III and now Division II.
Inside, tough shot, no. Offensive rebound, Corcoran still gets a start here in the second half. Elliot Corcoran.
Whether he comes off the bench or starts, has the ability to score the basketball, and his big afternoon continues.
Biggest lead of the game now for the Panthers, 8.
See, with West Salem not really overextending the 1-3-1, but you gotta find that guy. That's one guy that can wreck a game plan in a hurry, and that's Colin Julian. There he gets the 3 to go down.
And now a steal in the corner. Broderson. Shanefeldt on the drive, blocked by Labouse out of bounds.
I would expect to see Shanefeldt and Broderson be a little bit more aggressive offensively. They were a little bit quiet in that first half. Here you're going to see the nice block by Labouse, not only on the offensive side of the floor, but defensive as well. Salem matches up now off the out-of-bounds set. And again, it's just creating a little bit of indecision, gives your defense a chance to get set.
Julian backing down Dillibur, spins left, draws the foul on Dillibur, so Julian will go to the free throw line, and kind of an ideal start here. We've only played a little bit more than a minute in the second half, but Whitefish Bay getting what they needed.
Well, they get the 3 to start, they get the turnover, now they're gonna get a chance to add to that with the foul and Julian going to the foul line. You can see the point of emphasis for Coach Feet, pick up the pressure, be more active, and really, as he said, 1 of 9 shooting from the three-point line. That's not really them, and they're going to continue to be aggressive.
Julian, 3-year varsity player, the junior, 1 out of 2 on that trip. McConkey bringing it across, pressure, a lot of contact. They let that one go, though. That one's right in front of us. Here's LaBousse on the drive and the kick. Combo a corner 3. Comes free, and it comes into the hands of Miskell. Now to Webb. Blue Dukes on the run. Webb to the basket. Rebounded by LaBousse. Good opportunity and a good attack by Marcus Webb, but couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, really pushed the basketball in transition, got what he wanted. Rim just wouldn't happen. There you see the quickness and anticipation of Mace Miskell.
And Miskell speedy to the other end, and Shane Schmaling wants a timeout. 30-second timeout, and we'll keep it right here with Whitefish Bay off to the fast start here in the second half. Take a look at the steal.
Yeah, we said it, anticipation, and there it is. And Miskell, he had the quick start to the first half, first part of the game, and he's off to a nice start here in the second half. Him and Julian both. Boy, throwing those cross-court passes against these quick guards that have great anticipation. There you see that got 8 steals on the afternoon, and the transition, you know, that's led directly to transition points. So live ball turnovers are the death knell of offenses, and yeah, right on cue, 10 points off of turnovers. It's really kept Whitefish Bay in this game. That has offset the 3-point shooting of West Salem, that, you know, the nice start they've had. So,
and the rebounding advantage that they've had as well. McConkey is Whitefish Bay continues the pressure. LaBousse will bring it across. Big fella got good ball handling. LaBousse up and under. Loose. McConkey comes up with it and finishes.
Yeah, that's what they do so well. Just kept battling on the offensive glass, and it's not that they'll grab the first one, but they'll tip it, keep it alive, and then they go attack the basketball with 2 hands. Good change up, go 1-3-1 out of the timeout.
Webb in a corner 3, knocked free, nicely done by Miskell to get another possession for Whitefish Bay. Miskell getting into the lane.
Good find.
Julian a 3, got it, and he's starting to roll now.
Yeah, and Miskell did a great job of just being patient and living with a little bit of pressure, and then finding the, good finish.
LaBousse.
Speaking of good finds, you're going to see one here, and then LaBousse is able to absorb the contact and finish.
Trying to finish the 3-point play. Tyson LaBousse, he'll play at UW Superior next year, the senior.
They're getting a really good player with a lot of upside. His best basketball is probably ahead of him.
Caps off the 3-point play, 4-point lead for West Salem as we come up on the 15-minute mark in the second half. Our second Division II semifinal of the day. Slinger beat McFarland earlier this afternoon. Julian with Combo on him. Good matchup there. Now Webb, super quick, inside. Loto's come in, blocked from behind by Corcoran. And now LaBousse spinning. McConkey a corner 3. Offensive rebound inside. No, and a foul will send Combo to the free throw line. Watch West Salem on the defensive end.
Yeah, Webb did a really good job as you look at this, getting to the paint, finding his teammate, Corcoran with good timing, and then West Salem's able to transition out.
That's 5 block shots now for West Salem on the defensive end. Spencer Commel, a senior at the free throw line, averaging almost 7 a game.
Yeah, great hair. I love it.
An empty trip though from the free throw line that time for West Salem. Lisco skips it across. Now Webb driving baseline. Inside Lodel. Shot free. Couldn't get it to go. Loose on the floor. It will go over to West Salem. Timeout on the floor. Here's a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Shane Schmaling in his first year as head coach after spending 3 years as an assistant at West Salem. He also led the Bangor girls to a state title in 1997 and led the Onalaska girls to state in 2021. Now, we believe he is on a very short list of coaches who have led both a boys and girls team to state. We came up with Jim Myers, Tom Weinkoff, and we're not sure if there are any others out there. We've been talking to all the knowledgeable people here on Press Row, trying to come up with somebody else. Hey, if you know, folks, join the conversation with us at Twitter. You see the hashtags there, WIAABB and hashtag WISBB. If you know of somebody else who's done that, send us a tweet. But we think it's Shane Schmaling, Jim Myers, and Tom Weinkoff.
That's what we came up with, right, Scott, when we talked about it? Now, I'm a lot younger than you are.
No, are you? You could be.
And you might, we might have missed somebody in there, but definitely let us know, because it is a short list. I'm pretty certain of that.
Corcoran left open for 3. Rebound comes up to Julian on a good box.
Actually, there might be one more, and in the next dead ball, I'll tell you who I think it is.
Okay.
Because his team is actually in the state tournament
now
in Division 5, playing tomorrow.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Broderson left open for 3. Long rebound, and McConkey soars over everyone.
Took that away from the Whitefish Bay player.
And that'll belong over to Whitefish Bay. Okay,
so
who do you got?
Coach Prochnow at Reedsville got his team here. If I'm not mistaken, back in the early 90s, I think he got the mid-90s, the Augusta girls program to the state tournament.
Okay,
so if anybody can verify that for us,
Coach Prochnow,
get a hold of Fred Hillman. We'll give you a cell number here in a little bit.
And Friend will send you up a prize there, too. Something we'll come up with. Webb, a 3. Starting to go down now for Whitefish Bay.
Yeah, that might get Webb going. He's been a little bit quiet. Just hasn't seen it go through the basket much, but that one came off the hand clean and tickled the twine.
Reed Muderlock in the lineup now. And now a 10-second violation. Muderlock pressuring LaBouse full court. And a turnover for West Salem.
And Muderlock able to really pressure the basketball. I knew it was getting close to 10. Didn't know if he got over or not. And West Salem now, they'll go man.
And now Whitefish Bay with a chance to take the lead. 3-ball, Julian. Here they come.
Yeah, he's got a real feel going. The 3 guys we talked about, and get a quick turnover. Misko, Julian, Webb leading this charge here for the Blue Dukes to take the lead.
It's their first lead since they led 18-17.
Yeah, this is deep. I mean, that's NBA range and able to get a clean look. And when you give a scorer like Julian, who comes into this game averaging 18 a game, that type of look, especially after he's already knocked down 2, that's not good. See the turnovers starting to add up for West Salem with the pressure that the Blue Dukes have applied, especially here in the second half. And again, the turnover, or the points off turnovers, 13-0. That's an area West Salem needs to get shored up. Now, there isn't as much back cutting this half as there was in the first half. You know, when West Salem was at their best, Scott, a lot of back cuts. Right now, a little stagnant on offense.
Another good defensive play by Muderlock, and now Webb can't quite finish at an opportunity.
Good challenge by McConkey, not to foul. He put himself in a position to get his third foul here fairly early in the second half.
McConkey at 3, short. Julian on the rebound. Julian on the push, poked away by LeBoots. West Salem had numbers briefly, but decide against the fast break. McConkey down the lane, big euro, not free. Ripped out of there by McConkey, and a foul on McConkey.
There's number 3. I think Coach Schmeling will let him play. That is the risk, though, when you go as hard to the offensive glass as West Salem does. You can put yourself in a position to pick up those types of fouls. But it's who they are. They're not changing what they do or their mindset. But that time it works against McConkey.
Julian, hard right-hand dribble, kick it in the corner. Muderlock in and out.
A good-looking shot, and just wouldn't have it.
McConkey brings it across the web, pestering.
Yeah, really quick feet, good position, defense, stays low.
Schmidt for 3.
Boy, the Panthers needed that.
Yeah, they were on a scoring drought of almost 4 minutes, and that 3 ball gives them the lead.
Yeah, Schmidt really came through for his team right there. As you said, Scott, had been in a scoring drought and able to find just enough space to get a look at the rim and connect on that 3-point attempt.
Yeah, West Salem made 5 threes in the first half. That's their first made 3 of the second half. Timeout here at the Kohl Center. Here's a word from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Scott Emmerich and Mike Hoosier back here at the Kohl Center, and it's costume day.
Yeah.
We get to
I like
Friday
the
afternoon.
look.
Yeah, awesome.
I may have to, a guy like you who's well known, you may need that type of look to go around lacrosse.
Yeah. Well, that orange beard.
Yeah.
Halloween, perhaps. Absolutely.
Take a look at the shooting there, Scott. The second half, West Salem's cooled off from the 3-point line. Again, they're a volume team, so they're going to keep taking them. Their game begins with the offensive glass, and Whitefish Bay much more efficient, better in the second half. They got cleaner looks here in the second half.
Broderson backing down a couple of defenders, gets the foul on Dillibert, so Broderson will go to the free throw line.
And Broderson did a nice job of again, changing speeds, probing into that paint, and then being able to attack once he got the defender on his hip and in a position where they could not contest efficiently.
Broderson averaging about 12 points a game, but has really stepped it up during the playoffs, averaging about 17 points a game during the postseason. 3-year starter as a junior, trying to give Whitefish Bay the lead. Blue Dukes by 1.
The full court pressure really extended. It's created a lot of issues for West Salem here in the second half, especially.
Gilbert stolen.
There's another one.
Lodo, another terrific play. Excuse me, though, Rudelock, and then the layup. And the pressure really getting to West Salem now. The lead back to 3 for Whitefish Bay. Gilbert, double team. Julian with the quick hands. McConkey back, lost the handle. Didn't know if that was a double dribble or not, but they play on. And kind of took a goofy bounce.
Good cut.
Broderson overlaid.
Yeah. Made a good cut, good delivery by Miskell. Just had the overlay on the attempt.
Broderson, quick hands. It'll stay with West Salem.
You know, not sure what the deflection count is, but Whitefish Bay's had a lot. And there you see the steal, and then the look ahead by Julian, and the subsequent layup.
Lob it in the boot. Double team. Schmidt, that one off the mark.
Nothing easy right now for West Salem.
Rudelock with the rebound. He's giving the Blue Dukes a lift off the bench here in the second half. Whitefish Bay, you know they would love to get to that title game and play Slinger again. They lost a couple of close ones to their North Shore rivals earlier this season. Got some work to do here.
Yeah, this is far from settled, of course. A lot of time and really a well-played game by both of these teams.
They've certainly both played to their strengths, haven't they?
Oh, without question. And there's a strength right there as Webb knocks down another 3. These teams know exactly who they are and what they have to do to be successful. This half, Whitefish Bay with the pressure defense has just been a little bit better than West Salem, but there was a good find from Corcoran to his teammate.
That ends a 7-0 run by Whitefish Bay. And then a timeout for Ryan Feet. See if this is a full 30-second timeout. So that allows me to say this. The 2026 WIAA State Basketball Championships are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Back and forth we go here at the Kohl Center.
Yeah, Webb had, that time he caught in rhythm, able to elevate. And here's the nice find to LaBouse.
Whitefish Bay, by the way, they were just 1 of 9 from three-point range in the first half. Second half, 5 of 8.
Been a reversal, right, from the first half to the second half for the three-point shooting. And big piece of that, Scott. The three-point shooting's been good, but they have been really active on defense, and it's vital now in the next few minutes, I think, for West Salem. They have to attack that pressure. They've kind of been on the retreat a little bit here in the second half, not allowed to be comfortable, and therefore Whitefish Bay has been able to turn defense into offense on their end of the floor.
We'll see how this final 8-18 goes, with the winner to play in the Division II championship game against Slinger tomorrow night. Webb coming off the screen. Now Miskell got off to that fast start for Whitefish Bay. Pulls up from mid-range and draws the foul. That's going to be on Schmidt. So Miskell will go to the free throw line.
That's one of the rules in basketball that coaches talk about a lot: do not foul jump shooters. And in that case, just a little too aggressive once Miskell left his feet to take that shot.
13 points today, as you see. Has a season high 22 points twice this season.
Well, and again, his game has evolved. Mace's game has evolved as the season has gone on. Probably not as consistent from the three-point line as he'd like to be, but that's an area of growth. And as a sophomore, he's got time to develop that piece of it. But all the other areas check the boxes.
The boost breaking the pressure. Schmidt backdoor cut. McConkey in the pump fake.
Yeah, nice job.
That's a possession I'm sure Shane Schmaling would like to bookmark and keep down the road.
Yeah, replicate, right?
Webb, another three. Rebounded by Kummel. Outlet. Now West Salem has numbers if they want it. Schmidt. Three ball on the way. Corcoran! And here come the Panthers on the answer. Down just one.
Boy, good find by Schmidt to Corcoran. He's had a big afternoon. We've mentioned it multiple times. He's been really great in the tournament. And just that has continued for the Panthers here on a Friday afternoon at the Kohl Center.
Ruderlock for the corner three.
Oh.
He knocks it down at 25% on the season. That was his biggest three-pointer of the year.
Maybe of his career to this point. Wow. See if they try to take advantage of McConkey's size and athleticism with Webb on him. Here they got the switch and
first the turnover, another turnover for West Salem, and we'll take a timeout and hear a word from our local stations. This is your WIAA network station. Well, the West Salem Panthers trying to figure out this Whitefish Bay defensive pressure. Turnovers leading the points.
Yeah, 15 of them for West Salem, only 5 for Whitefish Bay, but a lot of those have been of the live ball variety, and there you see the result. 15 points for Whitefish Bay off of those turnovers, and that has really propelled them here in the second half to be able to turn a 6-point deficit at halftime into a 4-point lead. And the other thing I want to mention, Julian, Miskell, Webb, they have been much more aggressive here in the second half. Right on cue, that guy made me look good with that statement.
Knifing his way through 3 defenders, it appeared like. What a play by Webb. The lead is up to 6, and that's going to be a foul on Webb as McConkey takes quite the tumble.
Speaking of athleticism, hope he's all right. See there, right step through, left hand finish. Got his eyes up on the rim, and you know, as you said, Scott, career 1,000-point scorer, and we're seeing why here in the second half.
Tommel gives it up to Dillibert. Haven't seen him shoot a whole lot in the second half here. That one's way off the mark. Shainfeld hits the deck, and that'll be a travel. And we've seen some people slip a little bit over in this part of the floor.
We have, and you just saw the graphic on the screen. Second half, Whitefish Bay 6 of 10 from 3. You know, first half they were 3 of 10.
1 of 9 in the first half, Whitefish Bay.
Right, and so they've really turned that around during the second half, and a lot of that's because they've been able to get to the paint, make the defense collapse, and then kick it out. I'd be curious to see if if Shane goes back to the 1-3-1 a little bit, just to kind of change up the pace and tempo here for a couple possessions.
Here's McConkey. Camo getting a pick. Webb picks him up. They skip it across. Corcoran open a three.
That's the one guy you don't want to leave open right now. And they had a mix-up on the third rotation defensively. Here they go. Yep, out of the timeout, 1-3-1. Got to know where Julian is.
Shane Feld. Poked away. It'll go over to West Salem, off the leg of Shane Feld.
The length of West Salem in that 1-3-1 defense. Again, they've mixed it up as they played, as this game has gone on, and played it at different periods of time. But right here, good find. And that's the one man for West Salem right now that's really got a good feel going offensively.
Deep pass to LaBouse. Blue Dukes get back. LaBouse on the baseline drive. Rebound. And a missed opportunity for West Salem, and Mutalot comes out of there with it.
Two really good looks, and it just rolled off the rim.
Here's Webb. Back out Julian. Lost the handle, hitting the deck. West Salem comes out of there with it. Corcoran, 3-on-3. And now hold it back. And that's going to be a reaching foul on Whitefish Bay. That's their 4th team foul.
Campbell doing the dirty work down there to get that loose ball, and just these two teams are competing at such a high level. I don't think they're going to get to their scoring averages, but a lot of that has to do with how hard they're playing on defense. And then every shot, for the most part, inside the three-point line is challenged at a really, really elite level.
Corcoran coming around a screen. Back in the corner to LaBouse. LaBouse tries the baseline, offensive foul, and there's Mutalot again. What a second half this young man has had.
You know, he hit the big three, but that was a really good defensive play. You're going to see the positioning. He moves his feet, beats the offensive player to the spot.
What happened there was LaBouse stepped on Mutalot's foot, which caused him to go backwards.
Well, you picked that up. I wasn't going to mention it, but...
but still, he squared him up nicely.
He squared him up
defensively,
nicely, yeah.
regardless
if
that happened.
That's a move you use at the playground.
You got to be really, really crafty to pull it off, though. Webb inside.
Boy, great patience on that shot-making ability right there by Webb. He hesitated, the defender flew by. I think Julian thought he had a clean strip there, but got a little bit of the arm as he went by. Scott, you mentioned before the slipping on that end of the floor, the end Whitefish Bay is going to. I don't know how warm it is outside, but you wonder if there's some condensation a little bit that might be down there. Hopefully it doesn't have ice.
We do have some ice underneath us,
right.
The ice sheet here at the Center.
So hopefully that doesn't have an impact on the game.
LaBouse spinning in the lane, back out, Camo on the drive, skip it across to Dillibert. Corcoran creating some space against Julian. That's off the mark, and Mutalot comes out there with a rebound.
Broderson did a nice job sealing off the glass.
They lob it to Julian, what a play!
On time, the sophomore to the junior.
I have a feeling they've run that a couple of times this season. LaBouse double team now, trying to kick it out. He does, finds Corcoran, and that's going to be a foul on Misko. 7-point lead for Whitefish Bay. This is their biggest lead of the game.
Biggest lead, and again, the outlet off the rebound, and then Julian running the floor. Yeah, Scott, I'm with you. I think they've done that a few times in the course of the season.
LaBouse, got it to go.
Big basket. So that a couple times. I thought the game was kind of hanging in the balance. The momentum was definitely with Whitefish Bay, but right there, we saw LaBouse get a big basket for West Salem.
Webb lost the handle. McConkey picks it up. Got room. Over, tossed it to Connell out of bounds. Oh my. Much much to the chagrin of Shane Schmaling. A turnover for West Salem, and now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Scott Emmerich and Mike Hoosier back courtside at the Kohl Center. Big second half for Whitefish Bay has flipped things around from a 6-point deficit to a 5-point lead with 2:45 to go here in our Division II semifinal, with Slinger awaiting the winner of this one tomorrow night in our state championship.
Well, the primary reason for the change, Whitefish Bay in the second half has really extended their pressure defense, forced some live ball turnovers into scoring opportunities, which they've been able to convert. And West Salem just has not been as comfortable. They've been challenged a little bit more in the offensive end of the floor because of that pressure.
Whitefish Bay has made their last 4 shots, but they may not be in a hurry to get one off here.
No, and with a 5-point lead, 2.5 minutes left, kind of play the game on their terms a little bit, and with their ability to handle the basketball, this is advantage Blue Dukes. Although you got to be a little tighter with it right there, because of course West Salem's not gonna just let them dribble it out.
Miskell to trigger the inbound for the Blue Dukes. Julian brings it across with Kamal on him. Kamal with a steal.
Quick hands.
Kamal couldn't go up with it, knocked out of bounds, and it goes to Whitefish Bay. And for the second possession in a row, the Panthers had a golden opportunity to cut into that Whitefish Bay lead, but they didn't.
They did, and it looked like Kamal had an angle to the rim, but Julian was able to kind of cut him off and make him hesitate, and then they got the deflection that went off of Kamal.
Ball stays with Whitefish Bay. Exactly 2 minutes to go at the Kohl Center, with the Blue Dukes leading by 5.
I don't think it's a situation where Whitefish Bay has to be in a hurry. And any opportunity that, good job of officiating here, just reminding the players to keep their emotions in check.
And we had some guys getting in each other's
a little bit. It's
spaces,
a competitive situation, right? A really good job of fishing there to communicate with the kids.
Webb overlaid, and we get a foul. I believe Marcus Webb will go to the free throw line. That's on the boost. 2 free throws coming for Marcus Webb. Webb has been terrific, especially here in the second.
Yeah.
12 points total in this one.
Really been a difference maker. 67% from the foul line. Came up a little short on that one.
He's averaged 19 points a game during the playoffs. Another one of those Blue Duke players who's elevated their game when they've gotten bigger. One out of 2 on that trip. Still a 2-possession game. Corcoran open for 3. May have been partially blocked. West Salem wanted a foul on the shot. McConkey fires up a 3. LeBouse with the rebound. Spins. Offensive foul.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We'll get a good look at it. Not sure if he dropped the shoulder or not here as he tried to Officiating's a tough gig, Scott. That's a bang call.
That's a great analysis right there.
And,
great analysis.
We're going to see right now, West Salem, they'll extend their pressure. Any chance they get now, they will look to get a trap, overplay passing lanes, try to get deflection, steals. And again, they don't have to be reckless with it, but if they get a steal, they'll definitely play with some urgency.
Yeah, it certainly needs to be done with a purpose. Timeout for Ryan Feet and Whitefish Bay. This is a full timeout with 1:27 to go, and we'll keep things right here. Whitefish Bay, as I mentioned off the top of the broadcast, their first trip to state since 2011. They won it all back then. They also won the state title in 1996 and 1998. That 96 team went 27-0. That 98 team went 26-1, led by the Boyd brothers.
Yeah, I remember them well.
Yeah, and they were a terrific run by the Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes back in the mid-late 90s. And then to get back here to state after, what, a 15-year absence.
And this is a young team for the most part. You know, you look at Julian and Miskell, those are two really good pieces coming back. But what an exciting time at Whitefish Bay, right? Like you said, the ladies win it last week in Green Bay on what was really a special weekend. I thought the WIA did just a fantastic job of putting that weekend on and promoting the 50th anniversary of the girls' state basketball tournament.
We saw the stars were out, that's for
Yes.
sure. I had a chance to call a couple of games with the great Janelle McCarville, former Spash star, WNBA. They brought back Anna DeForge, who played in the WNBA as well, and Samantha Logic as well. And some of the great coaches came back, honored the referees.
Well, and what the schools were able to do to honor the first teams to win it in 1976, that was really cool to see. I mean, that was... you know, you were born then when that happened.
I was born way before that. You were not born in the first year of girls basketball. Well, I was born way before that. Oh, here's a steal. West Salem gets the turnover they needed.
They're getting their opportunities. Now you got to convert.
LaBouche, that's an NBA three, and now it's back to just a three-point game with 1:13 to go. LaBouche let one fly from Steph Curry range.
Yeah, from the Culver's logo, and again, they got the turnover. Looking for the double team, they get the turnover, quick reversal. LaBouche is ready to shoot, knocks it down. That's the key. They're getting the turnovers and the opportunities, just haven't been able to convert some of those into points. And if you're Whitefish Bay right now, Coach Feet, you're telling your guys, you have to value the basketball. Stay out of the corners, keep the ball moving, keep it in certain players' hands, your best free throw shooters. But what a way to wrap up the afternoon session of the Division II semifinals. You got a heck of a basketball game.
We see some of the fans who made the trip here. Nobody has left. We got a nice crowd for this afternoon session in Division II, capturing their opener, Slinger over McFarland, and then this one as well. And this title game will be played at 6:30 tomorrow evening.
And this sets the stage for tonight.
The Division I semifinals. Yeah, we're coming right back at you at 6:30 right here on your WIAA network station. All right, if you're Shane Schmaling in West Salem's huddle, what's the approach here? Obviously, full court pressure.
Yeah, you're going to pressure. You're going to look for opportunities to get a steal and rebound. The one thing you don't have to do, though, is if you get that steal or you get that opportunity, it doesn't have to be a three. 1:13 is an eternity in a basketball game. Both teams are in good positions timeout-wise. And if you know, the other piece of this, Whitefish Bay, they have the possession arrow. So it's a tie-up situation. They do not have to burn a timeout.
At what point do you start fouling?
Yeah,
right now, I guess.
I guess Elliot Corcoran just answered the question for us. I think it depends who has the basketball. If it's somebody on the scouting report that you want to send to the line, right now is not a terrible time to do that. But it looked like they maybe were going to have another opportunity or two to potentially get a trap and overplay a passing line.
Anderson, a 75% free throw shooter. That was a big one in the bonus situation, making it a two-possession game.
Again, with just over a minute left, if you're West Salem, you do not need a three-pointer. Be efficient, run your, execute whatever you have called, and just keep trying to extend the game as long as you can.
Hockey on the push across the timeline.
Now, if you can step into an open three, you'll take it. Whitefish Bay right now doing a good job chasing shooters off of lines. Dillberg gets delivered right there.
43 seconds to go, folks. It's not over yet.
The ability to shoot from range that these teams have displayed this afternoon, not just in this game, but the game prior, has been really impressive. These are not easy threes. Like he's going to be sprinting off into a handoff situation, square up, and knock that down.
He's one step from the big W at center court.
Like I don't think you can appreciate just how hard that is to do. Now, you know, there's guys like yourself and Fred Hillman and Coach Anderson, you know, Scott Anderson, that they've done that their whole life. You guys have. It wasn't as gifted as you guys, but these guys make that look easy. But that is a high degree of difficulty shot.
I got to correct my math. It's not a one-point game. Whitefish Bay by 2 with 43 seconds to go.
Oh, you were almost close. It's one possession.
Yeah, it is one possession game. That's
I think you're allowed one error in 2 weekends, Scott.
That's my turnover for this game.
Dillberg's had a nice afternoon. He's their leading three-point shooter. Won't be surprised if he has a hand in the outcome of this yet today.
Broderson inbound. Gets into Misko. Julian. Up ahead to Broderson. The Blue Dukes break the pressure cleanly.
Now again, they'll look for the trap. They've got the opportunity. That might be a guy you want to foul. Yep.
It is. Luderlock.
And I say that not because he's probably not a good free throw shooter, although I got to look at the numbers because he's
4 of 5 on the season from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a pretty good foul. We're about to find out if that percentage is indicative of this situation.
Not a lot of inventory, but some good results.
Yeah.
Looking smooth.
And he's
on
had
that
a
one.
really good second half for the Blue Dukes. Been a big part of the reason they have a 3-point lead.
Part of that great junior class that includes Broderson, Julian. 2 for 2. Big free throws from Luderlock.
See token pressure now. Should see the Blue Dukes retreat. Do not want to foul in this situation. Keep the clock moving.
Down to 20 seconds. Dillberg, long. McConkey trying to climb and get it. Julian has it. Outlet to Misko. Misko for the lane, and that might do it. They push it ahead out of bounds. And with 8.8 seconds to go, the Blue Dukes lead it by 6.
We've talked all day about Whitefish Bay's ability to rebound the basketball, not give up offensive ones. None bigger than that one right there, and then the outlet to Misko. And as you said, Scott, that might be the one that gets them to Saturday night.
Tommel, long on the 3, long rebound out to Luderlock, and that'll do it. Whitefish Bay will face Slinger in a North Shore reunion Saturday night for the Division II state title.
What a game. Well played by both teams.
It's only the second time a number 3 seed has beat a number 2 in Division II. Last time in 2018.
These two teams are about as even as two teams could be, and well played. Both teams should be really proud of how they showed out for their communities and schools here this afternoon.
Well, we'll hear from the winners in a moment, but right now a word from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. A high-effort, high-energy battle in the Division II semifinals goes to Whitefish Bay. 64-58 winners over West Salem. Bob Brainerd is standing by with the winning Blue Dukes.
Happy Blue Dukes. Mace, it was a battle in the first half and the second half, but from halftime on in the second half, what turned the tide for you guys?
I mean, I think it was just bringing intensity on defense, and that translated to a lot of early offense for us, and then we built momentum, and when we have momentum, it tends to snowball. So I think we did a really good job creating our own energy, and we just built off that.
Colin, how taxing was this basketball game? It looked physical. It felt physical.
Yes, especially with the bigger court. It takes more energy to get up and down with our pressing. They weren't tired in the beginning, so they were making all their shots. But we always say 36 minutes. So towards the end of the game, we were more conditioned, and we were able to hit our shots and our free throws.
This guy was doing all the heavy lifting in the first half. But in the second half, everybody else kind of chipped in and contributed. That was key.
Yes, Mace set the tone for us. We were a little slow, but Mace's energy really helped us stay in the game so we could get back in the second half.
Ryan, you told me at halftime, we got to get contributions from other guys. Ask and answer.
Oh, Reed Muterlach was absolutely huge today. I mean, he absolutely hit the boards. He played bigger than he is. You know, he's listed at 6'2". He was battling the 6'6" big tooth and nail, and he was pulling boards out of their big ones, getting hands on stuff. And you know, lately he's been coming on and got Colin going in the second half, some corner threes, and you know, we're relentless for 36 minutes, and it's tough to go against that type of pressure for that long on the big floor.
Defensively, did you ask these guys to turn it up, crank it up a notch defensively, because you were in their face?
Well, they were ready to give it up. I mean, to go after it. I just wanted to stop making mistakes and just stay solid. You know, we don't need to reach all the time. Keep the pressure on them. Someone else is going to make a big play. We don't have to make the big play on the ball, and that's what I was yelling at them about. We don't need to reach to get out of position. Just keep the pressure on. They'll make the mistakes.
You guys get to play for a Division II state championship. Your opponent, you know him.
Slinger.
Slinger, coach.
Yeah, we know. We lost at Slinger earlier this year. You don't want to look too far ahead. Played a tough one at home, but I said, hey, wouldn't it be sweet if we got Slinger up at the Kohl Center, and that was in December, and here we are.
Here we are. And then there were two in Division II, the Owls and the Blue Dukes. Back to you guys.
Bob Brainerd with some fancy numerology there. I like it. Well,
top shelf.
Yeah,
man.
West Salem actually led this game at the half and played a really good first half. But as we check out the highlights here in the second half, they got to go in here. Let's just show West Salem first. It's LaBouche, who was terrific for West Salem inside. Finished with 23 points.
Yeah, he had a great afternoon. And then this guy was really good, too, Corcoran. Elliot Corcoran with the big three. Had a couple big threes to keep the Panthers right there.
Off the bench with 17 points. And then back to LaBouche, 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 5 from three-point range. That one from NBA range.
Yeah, that was deep and a big shot at that moment of the game. But as we mentioned, Colin Julian was fantastic for his team in the second half, knocking down shots from distance. And then I thought Webb was really big in the second half as well, giving them another scoring option.
It was the Julian and Webb show in the second half. Really brought Whitefish Bay back. And as you heard Coach say as well, Reed Buterlock with some key minutes off the bench as well. Here's the lob, missed goal to Julian. Julian finishing with 21 points to lead Whitefish Bay.
Well,
all right.
And Muterlock did a lot that's not going to show up in these stat columns that we're going to take a look at, but just a lot of hard-nosed plays for his team.
Rebounds and solid defense. The final stats here, turnovers, you see 21-10. That was huge in this game. Whitefish Bay's defensive pressure leading the points off turnovers.
Yeah, the 23 points off the turnovers really was probably the difference in the game. That negated any rebounding advantage that West Salem may have had. And when you have the live ball turnovers that result in direct scoring opportunities, that really, really impacted the second half and the outcome of this contest.
Leading scorers in this one, I mentioned a couple of them. Julian with 21, Miskell had 17, Webb 13 for Whitefish Bay. LaBouche closing out his career at West Salem. What a senior year for that young man. 23 points to lead West Salem. He was terrific all season long. Elliot Corcoran continued his postseason run, elevating his game with 17 points. Dillaber with 9, including a couple of big three-pointers. So, I mean, we got about a minute or so here. You saw a little bit of Slinger McFarland. We've seen Whitefish Bay kind of reuniting tomorrow night. What do you think?
That's going to be really entertaining. And I love that word entertaining because that's what high school basketball is, right, Scott?
Yeah.
But There will be some subtle adjustments, but there is elite playmakers going to be all over that floor tomorrow night. Of course, the Conan brothers for Slinger. You've got Julian, Miskell, and Webb for Whitefish Bay. Here's what happens in those games. We know who the stars are going to be.
Yep.
It's going to be somebody that you're maybe not expecting that's going to have a major impact on that game. I would definitely tune in at 6:30 Saturday night to watch that.
Oh, I can't wait. Are you going to tune in? I think you're going to be right
I'm
here in this chair.
Right here, buddy, and it is going to be fantastic.
I might be next to you. Who knows? All right. Well, that's looking ahead to tomorrow. We still have the Division I semifinals coming up later on this evening right here on your WIAA network station. But right now, we'll send it back upstairs. Here's Jay Wilson.
All right, Scott, Mike, great job. Thank you very much. All right, what a day. The longest day of the 110th annual WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. 6 games on the schedule. 4 down, 2 more to go. Let's recap what has happened so far today. We began this morning with a classic. Reedsville defeated Sheboygan Lutheran 75-72. Ben Prochnow leading the Panthers with 26 points. Then the 3 seed Southwestern knocked off Prentice 65-59 as Aiden Kelleher scored 22 for the Wildcats. So it's Reedsville and Southwestern, the 1 and 3, playing for Division 5 tomorrow. Our Division 2 semifinals this afternoon. Slinger had a huge second half, rallied to beat McFarland by a final of 83-56. Jack Conan, 35 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists for the number 1 seed Slinger Owls, and they will play a familiar foe in the Division 2 final. That is going to be the Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes. West Salem led at half 30-24, but Whitefish Bay turned that game around in the second half. 64-58 the final. So it's number 1 Slinger, number 3 Whitefish Bay for the Division 2 final tomorrow. And our final session this evening starting at 6:30. Division I semifinals. The undefeated Wisconsin Lutheran Vikings 28-0 against the 24-4 Appleton North Lightning. That will be followed by the De Pere Redbirds against the Madison Memorial Spartans. Looking forward to a great night of Division I semifinal action. Want to thank our great Rush Media crew for joining us, and you as well. I'm Jay Wilson. Hope to see you again for Division I semifinals at 6:30 here at the Kohl Center in Madison.
The 2026 WIAA Boys State Basketball Championships have been brought to you statewide by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. Universities of Wisconsin, 13 universities, unlimited opportunity. The Jones family, making breakfast sausage, bacon, ham, and more right here in Wisconsin since 1889. Visit jonesdairyfarm.com. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA and the Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years.